Squid Game is coming back for a second season. Let's talk all about it. What's up guys, Mike here, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you subscribe for more pop culture content. Okay, Squid Game Season 2's trailer finally dropped last week and it looks really good. Squid Game is a K-drama that dropped sort of in the middle of lockdown here in Australia and absolutely went insane.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
I don't know anyone who didn't love this show and just get absolutely hooked on its brutal depictions of capitalism. And I feel like at a point of time, at least in Australia, where cost of living is so high, the messaging of Squid Game rings really true. Because at the end of the day, it is a commentary on corporate greed, power imbalance, wealth imbalance, and just the desperation of average people to be able to live. And that's why all of these characters in Squid Game, these like 456 people, all sign up to a literal death game in order to possibly win money. And possibly one of the glaring commentaries on society and capitalism in this show is that pretty much all of these people would rather have a shot at winning a jackpot, even if it means almost certain death. Because the world outside is so bleak for them that this feels like their only way out. And towards the end of the show, we learn that this is a sick, twisted game by a bunch of American billionaires who just want to watch people kill each other for sport.
I like you better when you don't talk.
It's sick and perverted, and I think the reason why Squid Game connected so hard with so many people is that it was just such a fantastic but harrowing commentary on Western society and capitalist values. Squid Game was so encapsulating, it was so addictive to watch, like I would finish an episode and I just had to stay up and watch the next one to see what happened. And the show ended pretty neatly. I guess the main character Gi-hun did win the Squid Game, won all the money, but was conflicted about spending it because of what he had to see and do in there. And to be fair, I'm always a little bit cautious and skeptical when Netflix announces that they're going to do season 2s or follow-up seasons to really good TV shows. And often I think it's just a bigger problem with streaming now that things just can't be one thing. Like, if something is even mildly a success in the eyes of Netflix or any other streamer, they will just keep making it every year to make as much money as possible. And while I totally understand that from a business perspective and a money-making perspective, I always do feel the creative balances between money and like authentic creativity are really hard to kind of maintain.
Oh, I have 3 kids and no money. Why can't I have no kids and 3 money?
Like, as a creative, I'm always really grappling with that battle of like commercial versus creative integrity. And that's why when they announced that they were doing season 2 of Squid Game, I was also pretty skeptical. I thought the first season ended really well and just worked as a closed package. Like, they really didn't have to reopen it. And the first season did end with like a tease forward that there would be another season, but I don't really think that was necessary. That being said, of any show in the last few years that I would like to see more of, it definitely would be Squid Game. I just think conceptually it's so strong, and as I said, the satire and critique of modern society is so on point and possibly even more relevant today than it was a few years ago when it came out. And so from watching the trailer, it looks like the main character Gi-hun, the only survivor of the last Squid Games, is going to come back into the Squid Game. And it also appears that he is going to be taking on like a role trying to get as many people through as possible. We see that from the trailer when he is sort of leading and guiding people in the first game, which is the red light, green light game from the last season. That actually kind of surprised me because because I thought with a new Squid Game season, it would be all new games, but I guess there needs to be some sense of familiarity for the viewers as well. I'm pretty sure the rest of the games will all be completely new and original, and we won't just get a retread of season 1, but that remains to be seen. And Gi-hun is also seen trying to encourage everybody there to leave the Squid Games. Clearly, he has learnt the lesson that no, it is in fact not worth doing the Squid Games. Whether or not he can get that message across to another group of really desperate people is hard to tell, but I think it can make for a really engaging season as Gi-hun tries to dismantle the dynamics of the Squid Game from internally, now knowing what he knows. Overall, I'm pretty excited about this. I really enjoy this show, and Korean dramas generally are taking the world by storm. I think Korean culture and Korean pop culture is kind of at the stage now that maybe Japanese pop culture was 10 years ago. I really think we're going to get an influx of Korean shows becoming more and more popular in the next few years, and even South Korea as a tourist destination is increasingly popular. I think it's really interesting to account for the fact that pop culture really contributes to this growing popularity. Like, the exposure to this society, to this place, through the pop culture we consume really helps that place grow in popularity. And Squid Game even calls back to like popular Japanese movies like Battle Royale, which has a slightly similar premise and a somewhat similar social critique in there. Ultimately, I can't wait for Squid Game Season 2, and I will probably be covering it right here on this channel, so stay tuned. Whew, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to check out all of my other content. I do pop culture content. If you like this, you will like the rest of the stuff on my channel. And comment as well, what games would you want to see in Squid Game Season 2? What is like a game, like, you know, we had the reality show, there was like battleships, we've had a bunch of new games there, Mr. Beast did a version. What's a game you would want to see in this season? Let me know. You can support me on Patreon as well. You can check out my blog. You can check out all of my other content. I'm all over the internet doing dumb stuff that I think is cool, so make sure you suss it all out. That's pretty much it from me. My name is Radio Mike. This has been The Inside of My Mind, and I will catch you later.